Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Callie for the ones that you do not know. We are at the very end of our gymnastics gym, and I feel like since we're going to have a competition, we need seating. And with that said, you can choose however you want to do the seating. Do you want to have just chairs lying around? I've been to meets where we just have a chair and we create a space for everybody to sit. Now we have the pre-made chairs, this thing here. You can always add a 2x2 brick and make a chair. Pretty easy to do, right? So if I were to have a 2x2 brick, let's just say this is my 2x2 brick. I'm gonna actually add just these pieces together. All right, let's say this is a 2x2 brick. You can simply just add it here, and this here could be your seating. It is that crazy easy to make a seat. Now, if you don't have the pre-made seats, that's okay too, because all you would really need to do is take a piece like this, take a 4-piecer, put that at the very bottom, right? And then add a piece at the very end, like another 2x1 piece at the end. If you wanted to, that could very well be a seat. And you're just making yourself a block, stacking this one on top, like this, connecting it, and then adding 2 flat pieces on top of each other, like this. This is a very easy, basic chair. Now, do I have a friend? I do, I have a friend. She can sit just like that. And there you are. There's your basic seat. Now, what I have created is a balcony seat. Not balcony, but what is it? Bleachers. Bleacher seating. Now, we have something very simple. Think of bleachers as steps. That is the easiest way to think about this. Stairs. And all I'm doing is creating 3 different levels. You can do 4, you can do 5. Whatever you want. But it's literally, that's it. And you can do one side, you do the same to the next. If you can see that they are the exact same pieces, right? And all you're doing is finding, let's see, a 1x8, find 2 of them, sit it down, parallel to each other. And then you stack on top of that a 6x1, right? And you put it together. And then you find another one. Remember, it's going to be done in 2s. Stack that one as well. Now you've stacked it together. And then you find a 3-piece and you stack that on top. And you do the same thing with the next one. You should have 2 that look exactly the same. This is kind of the base of all of our balcony seatings or bleacher seatings, right? And then whatever size you have of these, I really like to make it the same color. Same thing with this. I would do 3 green, 3 yellows, or 3 of the grays to make it look exactly the same. Then you're going to take these, whichever ones you have, the longest pieces. Now, just for show, I'm going to do it this way. You want to overhang slightly. However much you want to overhang is completely up to you. I like to do maybe just 1 overhang. Does that look good? Nope, I like to do 2. And then, of course, what you're doing is you're creating space for their feet to go. Creating space for their feet to go. Now, see how I've connected that? You can do the same thing on the other side with what you just built, right? Remember, whatever you do to one side, you want to do the next. So, mine look really, except this one's crooked. All right, let's make that. So that looks to me like it's too close together. So I'm going to take this apart, right? I'm going to put it maybe further down. Yeah, that looks so much nicer, I think. Again, I don't have the same pieces you have, so it's always going to look a bit different. Now, this is your basic bleacher, okay? Your very basic bleacher. That's all you need. You don't really need anything else. If you want to get more fancy, I got you. We're going to get fancier. Basic, right? Simple. 3, 6, 7, 9 pieces. 9 pieces, 10 seconds to build. Go find your pieces, pause this and come back. I'll let you see what it looks like. That's the basic. Now, we get to the next one that isn't so basic. Kind of the same, except we're adding to this. We're adding gates, right? We're adding gates to it. And we're adding the bottom. So if your Lego friends, Lego figures, want to go up, this is what this one's going to look like. The very back is actually flooring, right? So your Lego friends can all stand there and talk to their friends and walk up and down the steps. So this is that one. And you need basically the same pieces, except you can have fences, right? And you're going to add the underbody of it. Now, if I take this apart slightly, you can see what the bottom looks like. That's what we're going to build right now. So what you'll need is probably 4 different layers, meaning steps kind of going up. So you're going to need 2 of these, which are your 1 by 12. So 2 of the 1 by 12s, and you're going to set them down. 2 of the 1 by 10s, so by 2s. You're going to put that right on top of each of them. You're going to start building it. Then you need 1 of each of the 1 by 8s. Again, you got it. We're going to stack it. Just like we did before, we're stacking. Look familiar? We just did it with the other one. And you're going to go higher, right? If you want to go higher, go higher. Now we have the 1 by 6. Again, you're going to build what you do to the left, you're going to go to the right. So it looks very much similar. Want to do it higher? Let's go higher. Now these you're going to do 1 by 4s. However, I don't have 1 by 4s, so I'm going to do 2 of the 2 by 1s. Same concept. Same exact concept. It's not going to matter if you have a straight one that is 4 by 1 or 2 by 1s to make 4. What matters is that the staircase is what you're making. That's what matters. You're making a staircase, right? That's it. If you want to add 2 more, heck, you can add 2 more. I'm going to add 2 more to the top. And it really does look like a staircase, right? It looks like the staircase. All right, so here's what we have, right? Now, you're going to want to grab however many long you want. Do you want it to be this long? Do you want it to be longer? It's going to vary of what you have. For example, I have a bunch of these, right? I'm going to put 2 together like this. That's how mine are going to go, 2 together. So you're going to find 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Trying to find which ones I have the most of, because I might not be able to do it as I want to do it. Maybe I'll do red. I don't have that many pieces that allow me to make it straight anymore. I'm using them all. Maybe they're in that box. That's exactly where they are. They're all in this box. Now I have a little more. All right. Now I've got some more to play with. All right. So let's see. still don't have enough to go across. But that's okay. I'll add, I just need a 2x2. I have one 2x2. I have another 2x2. All right, well, I have one red 2x2. That's just gonna have to do. All right, once you find out how long yours is gonna be, you can start creating each of these levels, right? Each of these seat levels. All right, now, I know how long it's gonna be. So all I have to do now is, I'm gonna put red on top, black on bottom. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a straight line with what I have. I'm connecting pieces because I don't have one long piece. I've got to connect the black to the red. So I'm doing that like this, and I'm trying to make each line even, each seat even. Doesn't matter how I connect them, as long as they stay together, right? So that's why I have this here, and I'm going to connect that one to here. And I'm going to do this as many times as I need to, just to get everything the same going across. Just get everything the same. And I might have to kind of offset these and find other pieces. And that's fine too. Because now it's going to look so nice when it's done. It's going to look amazing. I need more red pieces. I need more red. I need more red. 4x4s. Do I have any of those? Yep, I need that. I can go there. So I've made one so far. So if you want to go collect your pieces to make one row of seating, that's my one row of seating. I've connected them because I don't have one long piece. If I have one long piece, it's going to be easy for you. I don't. So I have to kind of figure this out as I go. And the only problem is, I used my pieces for here. That's where they all went. Now that's gonna be hard. Let's see if I can use this to take it off. I have a real problem taking these off sometimes. There's no luck. This is not budging. All right, could I do it? All right, I'm just going to it's not gonna look the best, but at least I have the solution. The top's gonna be all red. The bottom's gonna have a little bit of the yellow and gray, which is not a big deal. But now I have two done the same. Two the same. Now I'm trying to create two more the same. Trying to create two more exactly the same, which I'm finding a bit difficult to find all my pieces because I was so smart and took two of the same ones and connected them to one of these seats, which is not the best idea. But that's okay. Do I have any more that are black? I don't have any more that are black. I might have to just go find them. All right, I'm so sorry. Let me go find them. That'll give you time to collect yours. Now I'm back. All right, so this is what we have. This is what we have. Now I can put my reds on there. Now I've created 4 of the same sized seats. Remember, these are bleachers. They're gonna be stacked, right? Do you see how this is gonna be? So the bottom row is gonna go here. now that we've made this, and I've already established that I want to make it that it's two across here, right? That's my goal. And I'm literally going to set these just like this. So it goes uphill. Just like this. Now whatever I do to one side, I want to do the other side. So I'm going to clip it in on the other side. So now look at that. Doesn't that look nice? That is so far the Bleachers. So far the Bleachers. Pretty cool, huh? Push that down really far. Now if I get a Lego friend, which here's my Lego friend right here. If I sit her down, will she be looking over the shoulders of another friend? Or is it too low? To me, that seems perfect. To me, that seems darn right perfect. So, if we have this gentleman looking over her head, does that seem pretty good to you? To me, it seems right on. It seems right on. Now, we're going to take them back off because we have more to add, right? We have more to add. Now, granted, you could add a bottom one here, right? You could add the fourth one to here. We're going to get to that. Now, for the next part, you're going to have to turn this upside down because the feet are going to have to stand on something. So we're going to turn it upside down, just like this, right? And now it's your job to find a bunch of these. Oh my, a bunch of these, depending on what the inside of yours counts to. If it's 8, if it's 10, if it's 12. This is what you're gonna have your Lego friends standing on. This is the floor of it. So I've got to count mine too because I don't know. Wow, it's actually bigger than that. What? What? All right, that's surprising. I might have to, I don't think I have anything bigger than that, to be honest. I don't have anything longer than that. So that means I have to take by 2. I've got to take them apart by 2. So I've got to undo this and move it over 1, which is fine. It just takes a little bit of time to do it. That's 1. And see, if you've built it really nice and strong, taking it apart like this is no big deal. So I'm going to put it on every 4th one now. Now, again, you might have something a little different. You might have gone smaller, right? So it's really up to you of what you put underneath as where they're going to stand, right? It's up to you. Now, here's what mine looks like. Still looks like a bleacher. Nothing's changed, but I just moved it over 1. I moved that over 1 because what I'm doing is I'm finding this and it's going to fit right here. Now, this piece here is going to fit under the seat of the first one. So it looks like that. Same thing with the next one. Let's do red for fun. This one is going to fit under the second seat to the bottom. And you should be able to get your thumbs in there. There you go. So now it looks like that. And I'm attaching it to the under part of the first seat, second seat, and now the third seat. Again, whoop, that one's too small. So I have to use the black one. It's going to fit under that. And actually, we don't need to fit anything there because this was going to go in the first one. So with that said, we're going to now take this one here and you're going to put it on the outside of that. That's going to go under your first seat, like that. It's going to go going to go right here. It's going to go right there. That piece is going to fit right under there. Now that you've done that, it should be really nice and straight to the bottom. Because if you set it over like this, that's where your first seat's going to go. First seat's going to attach to that. It's going to look just like that. That's what the side looks like. Now, you're going to want to have to find a bunch of your 2x4s because you're going to have to fill in this space too. If you have a 2x3, that works too, or 3x6 or 6x6. I actually have them. Let me see if I can find those. Let me see if I can find those. It's not many though. It's not many, if I'm lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so Lego does a fantastic job with this because they do exist. I just don't have many of them. What I mean by they do exist is this. I have a 3x3. That's the piece I really actually would like to have. Now, you're just going on the opposite side of where that foot piece is because I don't have that many. I don't know if you can see this, but this piece here, there's 3 pieces this way. So if I wanted to take this piece, I could sit it here, right? And that looks really nice. I don't know if you can see that. See where I put the gray? That looks really nice there. I hope it was black. I don't have a black one, nor do I have a bunch of them to be 3x3s. So, with that said, I'm going to take this off because I don't have a lot of them. What I do have is this, the 4x4s. You're just putting them right next to the feet that you've added on the other side. So, this is why I don't like to do black, because you can't see what I'm doing. This green piece is going to be right next to that piece. And actually, because it's a 3, I should do a 3x4, but I don't have that piece. It's actually going to go right here. Going to fill in that space. That's the bottom. Now the top looks like this. See how it looks like a straight piece of flooring? Mind you, it should be black, but because I'm showing it to you, I don't want to add black. Now on the other one, I'm going to do gray on the other side. See how nice that looks? Ideally, I do black. Matter of fact, if I take that off and I do put black, you're going to see a huge difference because it is going to look really nice. I'm going to take that off, but I'm going to add it black. Because how much color is important, I want you to see this. Because now it looks like an actual start of the seating. So doesn't that look really pretty? Now, with that said, do I have 2 more blacks? I do. I'm going to add that the same way I just added the other one. Remember, you're only extending the floor. You're extending the floor. Now, since the next one's red, which I would wish it was black, the next flooring's red, I'm going to add a red one. Same thing I did to the other side. Now, look how nice that looks. That looks really nice. Now I'm going to add another one. Do I have another one? No. But I do have 2 4x2s. I'll add that. All right, so there you have your balcony seating. That is your balcony seating. Now, you can get fancy and now add fence to it, right? You add fence so they don't fall off. But however you want to add the fencing is completely up to you. Now, you don't need a bottom piece here for the floor, for the very beginning seating. You don't really need that. However, you do need fencing. So, depending on how much fence you want to add, will tell you how much you want to put into it. Now, I'm going to add this to the very top. This is what's going to go on the fence, right? And I did this because look, it's going to fit right there, right in the very back, if you can see that. It's going to go right against the back seating to fill that space. Really super close. And then I'm going to take however many it takes, preferably black, right? You want to stick to the color that you have. But I want it to go clear across the whole entire thing. So what if I do it here and here? Is it too big? Let's see. No? That's actually perfect. All right. So I've created that. That's going to go to the back end, and that's going to go over top. I'm going to fit it right there. Now, because I've done that, see how I've added that there? The fence is going to go against here. Now, if you don't have fencing, that's okay. You can always add these. Now, I don't have it the right way. Just pretend like the end pieces aren't there. You can always add those, right? See, you don't have to have fencing. You can always add just regular bricks. You can add that piece to the back, right? Let's see if we add that piece. See? It's whatever you have to make it your friends don't fall off, right? That's the goal. The goal is to make so they don't fall off. I, however, have fencing. Now, I don't have the same exact fencing, but that's okay. I'm just going to alternate it. Maybe I'll do black. So here's mine. Again, I don't have a bunch of the stuff anymore because I've made so many sets that I really am running out of stuff. Now, if this is the case, see how I've made that? You can add a line to go across it, right? Another line. I like to do that because it makes it that it stays together nice. I'd rather have a long one. And I'd rather have it all one color, but that's okay. Lock that in place. There we go. Now, this is your balcony. Not your balcony, I always say balcony. There you go. There are your bleachers. Now, that's great. You can stop right there and have an amazing bleacher set. Or you can add side railings, right? You can add side railings. Now, how you do that is you literally choose more of the, what is this? The fencing, right? More of the fencing. You're gonna add to the fencing. You might need to do something longer than I have because I actually need to do it longer too. So let me take these off. It looks like I need to have 4 of them. Yes, 4 is what I need to have. So, 1, 2, 3. So go collect 8 fences or whatever you want to add. I have 6, so I need to have 2 more little fence posts, 2 more. Let's see. What if I do, I'm running out. What if I do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have hardly any more fences. Huh. I don't have that many fences. I have 4, but it's not going to look the best. All right, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is what I have. I do have fence, but the problem is they don't look the same. And I'm not a huge fan of them not looking the same. So how can we fix that? Maybe I could do one of these, because that's how it is at the top. Whatever I do at once, I'm going to do the next. So that's how my fence is going to start looking. And then maybe I'll do something like this. Like that. So then I need to do the same thing to the other side to make it look nice. Alright, I'm okay with that. Or maybe, you know what I'll do? I think that's what I'll do. I'll turn it like this, because I can lock it in place. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I like the sound of that. I like locking my gates into place. They don't fall over. All right, so if I have that, now I'm sizing it up to my actual piece. Now I need one more fence at the very end, if you can see what I mean by sizing it up. I need one more fence, so I'm going to add the yellow one. Which, if I need one more fence, I need one more straight piece. I need one more straight piece. It's going to be which means I'm going to bring that down, bring that down. I'm going to bring that down, because this has got to hook into here. And then I added a 6x1. So I added 6x1. And I just made this go jumped over one, because this has got to get connected, right? And then I'm going to add this guy again, because now it somewhat looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice together. Doesn't look the same, but it definitely has some to it. Now I've got to just make this go up one. I'm just making it look exactly the same as the other one. So I'm bumping it back one. Like that. So I can add that piece to the bottom, which allows me to add this piece to here. Now since I'm doing that, I'm going to also get another straight piece to go along here. And just straightening these up. Nothing special about this. It really is the pieces that you have. That's why I keep switching it out, because I don't have some pieces, but I have others. So I'm just trying to figure out what pieces work the best for what I'm doing. Now I might have to do a 2x1, but I don't have many 2x1s. Let's see, do I have a 2x1? I don't, so I'm just gonna leave it blank. I don't have to add it. It just looks better. But this is what I'm after. I'm after making it one long section. wait a second, that should not be there. That should not be there. This one's going to be there. Yes. So I'm looking to have this and this because I'm going to add a rod the whole way across. What rod? I have no idea. But I'm going to create one. I'm going to create a rod. And I've just literally added 1x6s, and I'm going to add now a straight piece to go at the top. Remember, the idea is to have people not fall off your bleachers. That's the idea. So I have a flat piece that's a 1x4. I do. Now I'm adding flat pieces at the very top. So depending on how you want to do this, this is what mine looks like. I've just created a really long piece as the fence. So when you go up and down. Now, I've done that one. I'm going to do the same thing to the next one. I'm going to add a lower section here with just a bunch of them. 1x4. Another one. Whatever I did to the other one, I'm going to do this one. Whatever I did to the other one, I'm going to do the other side. Now, does the bottom look the same? Pretty much. Still missing that one piece, but that's okay. Now I'm going to create the top. I'm going to create the top section. Now, of course, it's not going to look the best because I'm not doing it the same color. I also have added flat pieces. I don't have any other flat pieces. Well, that's a bummer, but that's okay. No big deal. I don't have any other flat pieces, but I'm not going to add them because I don't have anything to add to it. And I'm all out of flats, so I'm going to add bumpy pieces. All right, so there it is. So the question is, does one side look the same? Are they the same? Mine are pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. This is going to be for your side. Okay? Now, you're probably wondering, how in the world are we going to hook it to your side? How's that going to work? I'll tell you how it works. You're going to collect pieces that look like this. Two of these pieces are like hinges, right? Here's my other one. You're going to add two more of the little hinges. Where did my tiny hinge go? I literally had everything here. What in the world happened to my little tiny hinges? Let's see. Here's that piece. Why is it that I build these things? I pre-build them, and then they're nowhere to be seen. Here we go. And then we have these hinges, the little teeny tiny hinges. There we go. You're gonna create one for each side, which means doesn't matter how it goes. Doesn't matter how it goes. What I do is I figure out the side that's going to go downhill. So it's going to be kind of hard to tell. So you kind of have to go downhill with it. It's the side that kind of goes up and down. That's the side that's going to go underneath of that piece. You can go here. You can do the same thing to the other side. So what you're doing is you're basically, it's going to feel weird. Oh, you know what I think I need to do? I do. I have to add. That's why it doesn't get attached to that. It gets attached to this. That's what it is, and it stands alone. That's what it is. So it just stands alone because it doesn't allow you to put it onto the piece. It's there. So look at how many blocks you're doing. That's basically what it is. You take just one block. All right, so that's what it is. So you're going to take this piece and attach it to one block. That one block that you attach it to is going to sit on top of this red piece that comes out a little bit. That piece right there. And you're going to attach it to that piece. And you're going to attach the other one also. Take a brick, preferably red or black, whatever you want to do it with, and it's going to look like that. That's going to sit right across there. I'm going to turn it so you can see it before we attach the gate. That's what it looks like. It's like a slide. If it doesn't look like a slide going down the steps, you're doing it wrong. It needs to look like a slide going down the steps because that's what this is going to attach to. This is going to attach right to there. And you can figure out how you want to go, but I like mine just to sit like that. You're going to attach the other side. And now, what side do I have? I think I'll do it this way. And there we are. This is your seat. All of your stadium seating, whatever you want to call this, stadium seating, if you want to call it balcony seating, whatever you want to call this. Now, the fun thing about this is that you could really make this look better by adding smooth pieces, right, and make it gray. A lot of the outdoor seatings are gray, right? So if you look at your pieces, you can make these pieces here the ones they walk on, right? Instead of it being black, it could definitely be gray. Or you can just add these pieces to where they're going to step up. You could really do whatever you want. So let's say I want to add my straight pieces. Now I'm running out of gray. I'm running out of gray because I've done other balcony seatings. And the problem is I have no more gray. But you get the idea. I'll show it to you. You get the idea. Here it is. So that's where they can walk, the smooth. Now you need these to where the Lego figures will sit on it. If you don't keep it open, all the audience won't be able to sit. So let's just say I have them sitting. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna make it one after the other. Some are sitting high, some are sitting low, some are sitting, well, that didn't go very well, buddy. You've had better days. And this is pretty exciting because you can literally set them anywhere you want them to sit. If I turn them upside down, they're not gonna fall off. That's how nice this is. So here is your seating. See how nice they can see? Perfect little staircase. This here is your stadium seating. I love this one. This is probably my favorite one out of all of them. Now, remember, this is your basic one. Same exact concept if you look at that. The only thing you're doing is adding all of your gates to keep them safe, and you're adding the under part for the flooring. That's it. This is the small one. This is the larger one, right? Now, this is one that we made that you have just the back of a safety thing, just the back. That to me seems super easy. And the concept is the same. You start with a step, and then you add the ledges, the little seating areas. Then if you want to get fancy, you could tip it over, and you can add each of the floor pieces. That, to me, is a pretty simple one to build. Now, you can do other things, right? You can do other fancy things and make it that it's facing north and south. Here's the other ones. I'm not going to get into how to build this. I'm going to show this to you real quick, just so you can see what I've done. And it's pretty easy. You're literally doing the same thing we did here, over there, except you're basically putting it back to back. You're facing it back to back, and you're adding the seats. And what I've done is I've literally made them teams. So the red team, the blue team, made from the USA, and it's the red, white, and blue. Could we do red, white, and blue? I don't have any white seats, but I suppose you could. And this is basically how I made that one. You're literally just adding pre-made seats. This is another really simple one to do. If you have the seats, pretty easy to do. Super awesome. And then you can add stuff here to put your drinks into, which is what I've done here. I've literally added little things to go together, and bam, it's cup holders, right? And then the side is left open to go up and down for steps. And that is another really easy one to do. And you're literally adding it to a base so it stays together. That's the other seating arrangement. And that's literally all that we've done here. That's it. Adding it together. But that is how you make this one. And you just have to play with it. Now, another one that I've done, which I found really fun to do, I mean, I really had fun with this one, is this one. Now, you're probably thinking, that seems super hard. But here's the concept. These are fun because the backs actually rotate. They go up and down. They go back and forth. And I've done that because I've actually made it that everything else you build onto it after you make them. But this is the back, and this is where you sit. And then you're gonna take two of these, right? And you're gonna connect them like that. Take the other one, do the same thing. Now you're gonna connect one to one side, one to the other side, and what you're doing is you're creating your own seats. Now, believe it or not, they do go on relatively easy, except I usually wear glasses. I don't know if you know that. I do. I usually wear glasses, so I'm doing this all blind. So this creates like a bench almost, right? That almost creates a bench. It does create a bench, just like this. Now, with that said, you're gonna create the staircase, just like we did here. That's your staircase. You create the staircase just like you've done before. Just like you've done before. So now, if I take all this off, take it all apart. Because now what you do is you just add stuff to it, right? You just add stuff to it. It's the same. The only thing you're doing differently with this is you're keeping in mind, I'm taking all this stuff off. Taking all this stuff off. You're basically adding another layer to each one of these that you do. That's it. You're adding another layer. Think of the staircase, right? Think of the staircase. You can have one seat that's low, one seat that's medium, and one seat that's high. Think about that. Do you see how we've added one brick? That's one brick. That's 2 bricks, right? This is no bricks. This is no bricks. That's all you're doing. Now, the only difference is, you have to follow me on this, you have to create a floor for each of these. What that looks like is something like this. Figure out what floors fit to what you have. Whatever size you have is what the floor you're going to get, okay? What I mean by that are these are all going to be a little bigger than my chair. So let's just, for the fun and giggles, we're just gonna do this. So, see how that is? Whatever you're building, whatever the seat length is what your base is gonna be, because they have to stand on something, right? So since I have 3 seats, I'm gonna get 3 bases. So 1 base for that, 1 base for this, and 1 base for that. Now the rest, we just start adding stuff to it. So the only problem is you have to kind of undo what you've done to add these. What I mean by that is this. We're gonna do the low piece. That's the low piece. We're gonna attach that to your seat. Now you might have to go and grab 2 of these. It could be 2x4s. It doesn't have to be as big, because what you're going to do is you're going to hook that to here and hook that to here, so that you have a floor, right? Hook that to there and hook that to there. You're creating now a floor in front of it. That's what you're creating, a floor in front of it. So that's your first layer. Pretty nice, right? Now your second layer. He's going to sit on top of that. Just like that. And he is going to sit on top of that. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. Kind of fun, right? So you're going to repeat the same thing. Take another one, which I don't like to use the same color, you know me. So we're going to take this one off. All the other stuff I have on there is all the fancy stuff. That just goes on there as you wish. It's all stuff you don't really need, but it does make it look nice. That's going to go right here. Right there. However you want to connect it, as long as it stays. So, you betcha, we're going to do it again. Now that we have this one here, we may not even need to take it to be 2. We might just keep it at 1. Yep, that looks good enough to me. And again, you're going to put it right in the middle. Look at that. See how it looks like staircase? That's pretty nice, right? You can always check. Do you think that the people are going to be able to see over their friend's head? You can always check. Always check. You can always move that seat back a little bit. Let's see if Oliver can see over Benjamin's head. You know what? Oliver cannot see over Benjamin's head. So we're going to take Oliver off. And we're going to add those, actually. I'm going to add those back. Because poor Benjamin cannot see much. Okay. Now, if we add Benjamin back, let's see. Is he going to look over his head? Yes, that looks pretty nice. All right, so that's what it looks like so far. Now, if you like having it like that, and you're like, hey, I actually don't want to go up any farther, you can stop right there. Or you can repeat the process of what we've been doing, just stacking them and stacking them, and they come really, really tall. You can make it really, really long. You're not limited to this. You could do so much. As a matter of fact, you could do seating that's here and then seating that's here, right? And you could do kind of a curve, maybe like an octagon kind of a shape. It really is up to you. I think I just fell off. What you want to do, okay? So with that said, now how in the world do you go up? Well, you got to add stairs, right? So you have to think, how in the world are we going to add steps to this, right? Well, you can always add it with this. Or, what I love these guys. These are my favorite. Add a step to here. Whenever you do the one side, you want to make sure you do the next. Add a step to there. Now remember, just because you add one doesn't mean you're done. You might want to add 2, right? Now, I don't have another one, so I'm going to use this guy. You're not going to see it because it's the very bottom. It's the best part about this. You're not going to see it because it'll be at the very bottom. So, that to me looks pretty nice. Yeah, that looks nice. Now, we have one problem. We have one more staircase to create. So that means we're going to need 4 of them. 4 of them. 1, 3. Four. I just added 4. It doesn't have to be this long. It doesn't have to be that long. I just want to put it through here. But that means to my back side, I have to be very careful with that in the back. So 1, 2. These guys have to be extra short. 2, 3. And 4. All right, now I've added 4 stacked, and that's going to go right behind here. And that's a weird looking Lego. I don't know what that is. All right, so now look what we have. We have created steps. We have created steps that they can go up one after the next, just to go to the top, which means we should add probably a 3, 4 by, we should. Does that mean I need to add a whole new base? Probably. So, because I have to add a piece here, a flat piece, and a flat piece here, I'm going to add an entire base to the thing. So this is going to go fit here, but I got to add something to the bottom, which is fine. The bottom should be flat too. So, that said, probably add, hello. This the very bottom, just to keep it all together, which means if I add this to the bottom, it's got to get pushed to the very bottom so that the whole thing goes nice, which is fine because it's going to look good. Then I'll add it to here, and then I'll add it to the bottom. I'm just filling in space. That's all I'm doing. I'm filling in the space that it is all even. Okay, that to me looks amazing. So now it all has staircase. The only thing I'm missing is, let's see, does this fit the whole way across? No, I'm one shy. I'm just making it all even at the bottom. Because at the end of the day, it's gotta lay flat. So if you look at the very bottom of your set and it's not flat, you gotta add a flat piece. But mine is pretty much done. Now here is our set, okay? That's the other balcony. The seating for all of the guests who are watching. So the only problem is it looks very Lego-y at the very bottom. Looks very much like seats all over the place. Now it's your job to add flooring, whatever flooring you want. Now, I don't have that much flooring left because I've used it all over the place. Now, I did use it for the last thing, so I might add all gray at the very bottom. So what that looks like, if I add all gray, is gonna be, I will show you what it looks like. Because now you can press real hard down on these things. Press hard because you've created a base. Because you have a flat base, it all becomes very easy now. This is where I said it looks like a lot, but it really truly isn't, because you're just filling it in. That's all you're doing. You're filling it in. And the problem is I don't have my glasses on. I don't have my glasses on. I can get this done really quick. Every spot that is a flooring is what I'm filling in. Every spot that's flooring is what I'm filling in. Which, this is actually a lot of fun because I like puzzles. And this to me is like a puzzle. And it's funny though, because I might have all the pieces here, and then once I take it apart, it's always so hard to figure out where all these pieces go. Now the problem is I don't have a bunch of grays. Since I don't have a bunch of grays, I'm kind of set back a bit. I really have no idea where all my grays went. All right, well, you get the idea. All I'm doing is putting in gray. Wherever I can, I am adding gray. Whatever I find that is flooring, I'm adding gray to. Now, you might have the feet ones. They're always fun, where you can connect the feet. Now, you could add gate here. You could add the gates, but it's not that far up. So for me to add gates is kind of ridiculous, I feel. All right. I think I'm going to be ending it now because I don't have a lot more of the grays. So I'm going to show you what I did. Now you can see that the floor is actually a floor because I've added all the gray. Now, this could be a fun time to add whatever seating you want to add and the color you want to add it. Maybe you want to add grills to the walkway. Maybe you want to add grills to where they sit. I don't know. Maybe you want to add gray to where they continue to walk. See, I don't have that many more pieces. I mean, I have a ton of gray that are like this. I could put this piece here, and you can definitely see the gray. Oh no. Oh no. But then if I do that, I've got to add Homeboy here, my lovely friend. Maybe I'll add him to black. And another black. And then maybe I'll add more seating, more black. So this really is quite intriguing because I'm always trying to make things look really nice. So let's say I add all of my seating black, which since we're inside, since the sun's not going to be on our backs because of black, right? So now look what I've done. I've added all the black for the seating. That's kind of neat, right? And then maybe I do keep the backs white. Maybe I do keep the back white. But I don't have any more two pieces that are white. So maybe I'll do red. Now remember, these backs go up and down, right? They go up and down. So they're really easy to adjust to make. Now I'm liking this. I'm liking this. This to me looks awesome. Now if I wanted to add more red, I could, except I'm all out of red. But here's what I have so far. This here's some more seating. This is like a bench seating. It's like a bench seating. Now, if I get my Lego figures, all my Lego friends. Now, you could very well add cup holders, right? Like I said, you can doctor this up however you like. Let's see, do I need a cup? Yeah, we do. We need a little cup holder. We'll do a cup holder over here. Maybe this is like high-end seating. Yeah, maybe this is high-end seating. Again, feel free to add whatever you want to yours. I have the place for all the drinks. I have the place, I mean, this is like, I've never had seating like this. This is pretty nice. Look at that. Woohoo, this guy's cheering. Go red team, go red team. Woohoo, go blue, go green. All right, these guys are having a great time. So now I added stuff to the seating. See how nice that is? So you can really make this your own. I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys play around with the idea of the seating. You know, kind of like an idea of how to build these, right? You have so many ideas, so many ideas. I'm gonna show you one last one. I'm not gonna build it, but I'm gonna show you what it is. Because I ran out of fence, I thought, you know, what if I do something like this? This is also seating. Same logic where you do the ladder, the staircase, right? And then you add your layers. After I add the layers, I just put a bunch of the gray pieces for walkways and a bunch of these for the backs. So when they sit down, they have a back, a really comfortable back. And then I added the straight pieces so they can sit there. That's all. That is it. So if you use the same logic there with the flooring underneath, you can add these for fences. That's it. I'm gonna let you look at this. And there it is. Same exact logic. The only thing I did different was I added the fencing for the ending. And the under pieces are different, but it's the same logic. You have one full piece, have a little teeny tiny piece, you have one that goes up here, you have one that goes up higher, and it sits the seats. Always make the seats first, and then add them to your staircase. That's the best advice I can give you guys. I hope this was fun for you. I hope you add a bunch of seating, and remember, you don't have to get fancy. You don't have to make this an hour-long project. Do a few seats. Do a seat here, do a seat there. Make your own seat. Come up with a seat that's already made. Whatever you want to do to make your gymnastics gym a lot of fun for the competitors, people who are watching, the loved ones, and the ones that are huge, huge fans of gymnastics. And I hope to see you again. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I cannot wait to build the actual scene now. I think we're going to get into the actual setting up the gymnastics gym. Enjoy your night, and I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous time. Good night.